All right. Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good noon, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Sino, and I'm so happy to be spending a few minutes with you and talk about the topic in the midst of crisis. Can gratitude help us survive financially? So, I'm going to address this concern. In the past few days, I received comments or concerns from people. So I received concerns from employees and they were telling me, I'm having financial crisis right now. I'm worried that the company I work for may lay off some employees and that I may be one of them. Or for some of them, they were already laid off. And so they're really suffering financially. And also for entrepreneurs, I hear a lot of my entrepreneur friends who are saying that their employees are not very productive these days because of anxiety, etc. And their quality of work is suffering. And for some of my entrepreneur friends, they were telling me my business is not doing well because of the pandemic. And worst, some of them even said that they're closing their business because their businesses were badly affected by the pandemic right now. So if any of these insights or comments or concerns resonates with you, then this session is for you. So thank you for tuning in right now. Um, okay, so thank you for tuning in right now. And uh, okay, let me just see. I'm not sure if we're live right now. Okay, so if you're tuning in right now, can you just say hi in the comments? I just want to make sure that that you are listening, you are hearing my audio well. So G says good evening. So let me know if where you're tuning in from. If you're from the Philippines, which city of, or if you're from another country, which country. So we have listeners from Japan, and then MJ says hi. So at any point during this live, if you don't hear me clearly, please let me know in the comments so that I'll get notified. And if you have any questions as well, please feel free to share in the comments. So our topic is in the midst of the crisis that we're having right now, can gratitude can gratitude help us survive financially? So that is the question, right? And instead of just telling you that the answer is yes, let me just share with you three personal stories. So these were three instances wherein I personally experienced financial crisis and how gratitude saved me or helped me bounce back. So the first instance was when I was still an employee. So if you've read some of my books or if you've followed me via social media or you're part of my email list, perhaps you already know my story that when I was in my first year as an employee, I got buried in credit card debts. And at that time, I was sick and tired of my job. I wanted to quit my job, but I couldn't because number one, I was buried in debts and I had no savings. And number two, I did not know my purpose in life. I did not know what to do in case I resigned. So that was my problem. So that was the problem, right? I was in such a financial mess when I was an employee. And what saved me, like what I shared with you, was gratitude. And how did that happen? So I remember I was already listening to Tony Robbins at that time, and he said that whenever you have problems, you get excited. You get excited and then ask yourself, what can you learn from this problem? What good is this problem bringing me? So I convinced myself to get excited in the midst of problems. By the way, Andrew says hi. So hi, Andrew from Singapore. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So when I was still an employee, so I got buried in debts, and then Tony Robbins said that whenever you have problems, get excited. So I tried to get excited because it's illogical, right? Why should you get excited when you have problems when you're in the midst of financial crisis? But I tried to listen to Tony Robbins and I tried his formula to be excited. And so every day I would ask myself, why should I be excited? What can I be excited about as regards this problem? And I just kept on asking myself that question. And, eventually I was able to zero out my debts. I read books on money, I attended seminars, and I sought mentors. And after 3 years, I was able to zero out my debts. And that led me to share my message on financial literacy by writing a book. And after I wrote my first book, I fell in love with writing. And so now I've written 14 books so far. So if you look back, the reason why I was able to bounce back was because I did not see problem as a problem per se, but I got excited. And that is gratitude. That is being grateful. So that was the first instance wherein gratitude indeed helped me thrive or bounce back, even in the midst of financial crisis. So if you're tuning in right now and you're having some financial problems or financial crisis brought about by the pandemic, I'm here to let you know that yes, gratitude may sound so simple, but it is so powerful. There has been a lot of studies done on why gratitude can, or on the benefits of gratitude. So later on, I'll share with you how and why gratitude can help you bounce back amidst financial difficulties. So let me continue with my story. The second instance wherein I had financial crisis was when I quit my job and I put up my own business. So in the first few months, I got worried because money was coming in trinkles. I had little projects at that time, and my savings were slowly being depleted. So during those times, I was, I was really worried. I was in a financial crisis again because I did not know when my next speaking engagement would come in. Um, how will I sell my books, etc. And the expenses kept on rising. So I could foresee that maybe in the next 1 to 3 months, I will lose all my savings and I don't know how to survive because at that time I was already an entrepreneur. I did not know that, as entrepreneurs, there is the ups and downs. And I was a first time entrepreneur and I was really having that difficulty. So what I did was I talked to some of my friends who are already where I am, and I really sought their advice. And again, what saved me was the change in perspective that okay, I'm having financial difficulties right now as a first time entrepreneur, but I know that something good will come out of this. I can be grateful in the midst of this financial difficulty because I know that something good will come out of this. And because of that mindset, I kept on asking myself, what good will this bring me? Okay, so instead of focusing on the problem as the problem per se, I kept on asking, okay, what can I be grateful for in this situation? What good will this bring me? All right, so that was the second instance, and I was able to find the formula for succeeding as an entrepreneur, and my business was thriving for a couple of years. And then the third instance was my business dipped. My business dipped, and for months, I think for 11 months, my business was bleeding. We were operating at a loss, and every month the expenses were bigger than the actual income. And again, I was using my personal savings to save the business. I was using my personal savings to pay for the office rent, to pay for the salary of my team, and for other operational expenses. And I knew that okay, if this continues, I may deplete my savings in the next 1 to 3 months. So again, I was in a financial crisis. And you know what helped me at that time was I talked to a couple, to friends of mine. They are married couples, and they're also into business. They are serial entrepreneurs. And I told them for the first time, they were the first people, aside from my brother, they were the first people wherein I really became vulnerable to them. And I told them, you know what, my business, the finances of my business is suffering right now. We are operating at a loss. We are bleeding, and this has been happening for a couple of months now. And when the business keeps on bleeding, and I've already been using my personal savings to save the business. And there, I just I was just vulnerable to them and I shared them my problems. And I love their reaction because they did not even panic. They did not preach to me. All they said was, how long is your business? And I told them 5 years. And then they asked me, so this is the first time that it dipped again? And I said, yes, it dipped in the first few months and then now it dipped again after 5 years. It's bleeding after 5 years. And then they said, that's normal. That also happened to us. And you can bounce back. So that's all they said. And that's all I needed. I knew that. So by now, by then, after 5 years of being an entrepreneur, I know that there's the high and there's the low of business. And but I needed that assurance. I needed those words from my friends who are entrepreneurs, um, to keep me motivated. Again, what helped me was the perspective. So I was grateful to my friends for sharing their insights with me and for sharing their words of encouragement. And the same with the first two instances wherein I had financial difficulties, I kept on asking myself, what is good about my situation right now? What is this teaching me? What can I be grateful for? And literally, gratitude saved me in the midst of those three financial crises that I was into. So, why why how can gratitude actually save you from financial mess? By the way, if you're listening right now, if you're tuning in right now, if you have any questions, please share them in the comments. So I just want to greet some people who are watching. Donna, thank you, Donna. Beautiful Donna as well. My cousin Jenny. Hi, Jenny. And then Zara Jane. So thank you. And thank you for tagging your friends to listen, to tune in to this live right now. So there, literally, gratitude saved me from financial crisis. So in the midst of the pandemic right now, I know that a lot of us are suffering financially because business was not the same as before. Uh, Especially if you have a brick and mortar business wherein people would actually go to your stores, to the physical stores to buy items. Now, a lot of people are staying home, or we choose to stay home for safety purposes. And so your business would really suffer. And you as an employee, um, I know that maybe you're also worried about the profitability of your company and the sustainability of your company, what will happen next, etc. So a lot of us are suffering, are in the midst of financial difficulty, financial crisis right now because of the pandemic. And in the Philippines as well, CNN says that we're in the midst of recession. So financial difficulties are real. And if you are experiencing any financial difficulties right now, I want I want to say these words of encouragement to you, that you are not alone and that you can bounce back. And gratitude can help you bounce back. So let me share with you the reason why gratitude can help you bounce back. So maybe you're saying, well, some people would say that gratitude, really, gratitude, it sounds so petty. It sounds, it sounds like a woo woo. But like what I shared, gratitude is science. It's not just good to have, but it's actually a non-negotiable, especially during this time and age. So I'll share with you two reasons why gratitude can help you bounce back financially. So if you're in the midst of financial difficulty right now, get excited, all right? Get excited and be grateful. Really train yourself to be grateful, because when you're grateful, two things will happen. Number one is you get inspired. Okay, you get inspired when you focus on what blessing can I get from this difficulty? What good is the what is this difficulty teaching me, or what can I be grateful for? When you are focused on asking yourself those questions, you will get inspired, and you'll also be able to uplift your spirits. And because you know that the problem is just temporary, you know that you are not alone, you know that there are so many things that you can be grateful for. So you get inspired. Because the other thing can happen if you're not grateful and you focus on the problem as a problem per se, what will happen is that you'll get demotivated, and then it will cause you to spiral down. But when you are grateful, you get inspired, you build your momentum, and you also ask yourself the right questions. Okay, so that's the first thing that can happen. You get inspired, and as we all know, when you are inspired, you are more creative and you are more productive as well. The second thing is that if you see problems through the lens of gratitude, if you see your financial difficulty right now through the lens of gratitude, you will see that difficulty not as a burden, not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. Opportunity for what? Well, opportunity for you to grow as a person, opportunity for you to be more creative, opportunity for you to learn more ways, because when your back is against the wall, and you really want to get out of that situation, what you do is you look at the things that you've been doing for the past few years. What have you been doing? And maybe those things are no longer working. So now you are forced to really look for creative ways on how you can learn to bounce back. Maybe that will inspire you to read a book, to listen to podcasts, to attend seminars, etc. So there. So those are the two things that gratitude can do, um, especially when you're in the midst of crisis. Again, when you look at things through the lens of gratitude, when you look at problems, financial crisis or difficulties through the lens of gratitude, two things will happen. You get inspired because you tend to focus on what's good in the situation, and you also know, you see the truth. You acknowledge that yes, I have a problem, but you also see the truth that your problem is just a small part of your life. Maybe it's 10%, maybe it's 1% of your life, okay? So you get inspired and you build your momentum. And second is you see your problem or difficulty not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. Okay, so I hope that made sense to you. And so you build your momentum one day at a time, and before you know it, you are in a much happier and better place than you were prior to the crisis. And the best part is that you become a better person. You grow, right? You grow as a person. So there, I'm so passionate to share about gratitude to you because I can see how gratitude can really change the lives of people, especially during this time of pandemic. A lot of people are suffering mentally. They have mental health concerns because of the pandemic. They're also suffering financially. Those are actually two of the greatest problems that we have right now during this pandemic: um, mental health, mental health issues, and also financial issues. So we have someone here who is tagging her friends. I can only see Facebook user. Someone says it's very true. Siya, attitude of gratitude at a challenging time will tune or elevate your energy. That's true, and will allow you to attract more and more grateful things in your life. Exactly. Okay, so thank you so much. So Meg C from Aklan, she says, gratitude can keep us going. When you wake up and you are alive, be grateful. When you see your family is still there, be grateful. If you still have a job, be grateful. The rest will follow. Yes, that's true. And as you can see, if you're part of my community on Facebook, if you're part of my email list, you could see that I've been talking about gratitude for the past few weeks, right? Because I can really see why why it's so important for us to be grateful. Gratitude is so powerful. This is also the reason why we put up this event, the World Gratitude Summit. It's a free online event that you can join. I interviewed some of the best selling authors, 32 world class authors, experts, and speakers, and also psychologists who will talk about gratitude and who will share with you the secrets on how to stay mentally healthy and thrive financially, even in the midst of crisis. So this is a free event. All right. So this is a free event. You can join at no cost. All you need to do is to get your free pass at the worldgratitudesummit.com. There. So worldgratitudesummit.com. I'll also post it in the comments. Um, so also, if you have friends who you think may be interested to join the World Gratitude Summit, please invite them as well. I'll remove the overlay so you can see. Okay. And let me know if you're already part of the World Gratitude Summit. So let me know in the comments if you're already part of the World Gratitude Summit. I'd love to see you on August 13 to 15, 2020. And so far, I think we have 11,000 people who already registered for the World Gratitude Summit. And we want to reach more because I really believe that the World Gratitude Summit can change lives. So if you have friends who you think may be interested to join the World Gratitude Summit, please invite them as well. And we'd be happy to welcome them as well to the World Gratitude Summit. The newest addition to the summit is Antoinette Toss, and she talked about gratitude for the environment. Okay, so there. So I hope you can see that. Let me know in the comments if you already have your free pass for the World Gratitude Summit. I'd love to see you at the World Gratitude Summit. Okay, we have comments from Jane. What's happening now is really a matter of being grateful every day. That's true. And we also have here Ambassador to the Summit. Thank you. Gratitude is more than saying thank you. It's best seen on how you give service or give back to the society, even in silence. Yes, that's true as well. So I've said she already registered for the World Gratitude Summit. Again, the World Gratitude Summit is a free virtual event. It's an online event. Okay, it's an online summit. You can join from anywhere in the world or in the comfort of your own homes. All you need to do is to get your free pass at the worldgratitudesummit.com. And also, I would also like to appeal to you, if you feel that this summit will benefit your friends or family, please help us spread the word about the World Gratitude Summit to as many people as possible. And if you feel that this live can also be beneficial to your friends or family, please feel free to share this live as well. All right? So if you have any questions, you may write them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you for joining my live. I'll have another Facebook Live tomorrow. So if you have any topics for me to discuss related to uh, what's happening around us, especially in the midst of crisis, you can also email me or just write your comments in the comments section. My team and I will read it and see if we can address it in my future Facebook Lives. Okay? So again, thank you for joining me to this short Facebook Live, and I hope this short session inspired you as well. God bless you.